So I grew up in a military family. I was an Air Force brat. If you don't know what brat, it's actually an acronym: born, raised, and trapped. And of course, I just had a conversation with my dog, telling him that he can't bark, but he's going to start barking. But I grew up in the military and believing that we had it was really important to work hard, um, almost believing that resting, there's always more work to do. I believe that's kind of normal for our generation. Our parents really hustled. I'm more of an Xer, so the boomers, they worked really hard, and we have this hustle culture in our life. And I know that there's a swing to like the anti-hustle culture. And one of the things that I know to be true is that when we are living our purpose, when we are trying to discover what we were put on this earth for, it's typically something really important. It's typically a calling that has a responsibility attached to it. And I wanted to talk about that because it doesn't mean it's not fun. One thing that I've learned about working with people who are discovering their purpose and then taking the active step to live their purpose instead of just discover it is the fact that it's typically there's an air of excitement. It's aligned. There's fun attached to it. Even if it's a serious topic, even if it's something that's weighty, there's still because we know we're doing a good thing, because we know that it's what we're called to do. It's not as hard as trying to force, a round peg into a square hole, but there's an element to it that is fun. And so this last week, so I've been going live like several times a week for the last couple of months. And last week I didn't. So Wednesday through Friday, I was actually out of town. And I realized in that time how necessary it really is that we infuse intentionally, infuse fun, rest, relaxation into our purpose. We can't hear God and his direction if we're constantly hearing noise, if we're constantly go, go, go. He's there the whole time. And he's a gentleman. He doesn't force our hand. He doesn't force us to do anything. He doesn't even force us to partner with him. It's a choice we get to make. And I'm working with some amazing women who have some pretty hefty, deep callings. And we talked about this, what are you doing to fun in your life? How are you infusing fun into your everyday life? Not just on weekends, not just once in a while. And that goes along with self-care. That goes along with, taking care of your family. It's the deeper that our calling is, the more important it is that we find this elusive balance. Our fun, our recreation, our rest is not in opposition to our work. It's actually a partner with it. I know it's cliche to say, but it's also true, is if God can rest, so can we. He created the whole world and he still took a day off. He still, from his creation, and he didn't worry that day off he was going to be behind or that he was going to miss something. We don't have to worry about that either. We don't have to have that mentality of hustling. And I was going to talk in being a military brat, and then a veteran myself, we had 3 core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Yes. Thank you, Micah. Yes. Our rest is not in opposition of our calling, but this hustle culture, and then these things, this excellence in all we do. And this is how I grew up, that there's always room for more excellence. There's always room to do something else. There's always room to grow. There's always room. You should be working on getting better. You need to be doing that, service before self. If there's somebody else that you could help, go help them. And I realized that not everyone is here for me to help, which I know that sounds kind of arrogant, but it's not. It's because we're partnering together. It's not all on my shoulders. It's not all on your shoulders. Even your purpose, your calling, there's still, you're partnering with people around you, you're partnering with God. It's not on you 100%. You are responsible for your actions. You are responsible to get up in the morning and take those intentional steps towards it. And it's not so much on you that you can't rest. I laugh because it's, this excellence in all we do, but in that doesn't say and do everything. Service before self and serve everyone. There's so many times that when I am looking at how can my gifts be used best? Because we all have a very limited amount of time. We have a very limited amount of energy and resources. And again, it's not all on us. It's not our responsibility to take care of everything. But when we partner together with other people, when we partner with God, we can use it more efficiently and effectively, and we can have more room for fun. We don't have to worry that if I miss this, that I'm going to miss out on my calling. If I miss this meeting, or if I miss this learning this skill, or if I miss helping someone in this way, we don't have to worry about that. And when we worry about things like that, when we take on what's God's responsibility, the action is ours, but the responsibility, the outcome is his. When we start worrying about the outcome of what we're doing versus just the one action that's been put in front of us, then we don't have the mental space to enjoy and to rest and see the creativity and realize that how he gave you the calling in the first place is when you rested and asked him. So take a moment and look at what your calling is. What are you called to do? And again, your work that you do is definitely, even if it's, I'm reading this book right now. Actually, I have it here. The Sacredness of Secular Work by Jordan Rayner. It's so good. He is amazing. He talks about how our work, there's no secular work if you're a Christian. If you follow God, if you are a Jesus lover, then all of our work is sacred. And he talks about how that the Great Commission is everything that we do. It's not just sharing the gospel, which means that whether you're you're the tech who helps spray the cars down in the car wash, or if you're a doctor, or these work that we're called to do are all equally important. But we partner together in God's army, in God's purpose. And when we have this calling on us, it's still important that we look at resting and having fun. I'm an Enneagram 1. It's easy for me to work. It is hard. I have to intentionally give myself a break to have fun. And that's just what I wanted to talk to you today, because those couple of days that I went to Nashville, and I'll share more about that trip because it was phenomenal. And I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea what we were going to do. All I knew was I was invited to this experience and I went. And we didn't even know what was happening next. It was all a practice of being in the moment and experiencing right where you were and fully being there. Because we took a few pictures, but we didn't post. We were not allowed to post anything on social media. And it was a really cool thing because I was right there. And how many things do we miss? How many things right in front of us do we miss? Because we feel the weight of our calling, but then we also take that responsibility of the outcome of it on our shoulders too. So I wanted to encourage you, because I know that what God's called you to do, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in the mission field where you are the mission field. It's everything around us. So whatever your calling is, it is important. And it's not so important that you can't rest and go and have fun with your family, with your friends, that you can't step away. Because when we step away and get rejuvenated, when we get quiet with God, with people around us, when we go and get wise counsel, we get rejuvenated, we get our cup filled, and we get these ideas, and then it puts us back in and it excites us for our calling, for our mission, for our purpose, for whatever work that we are called to do. So, how can you have fun today? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So, we've got a couple more days of this week before the weekend. And why wait until Saturday and Sunday to have some time to rest, to have some time and to experience fun? So, what can you do? And how can your calling be fun? It's not all work. God doesn't want us to work all the time. That's why he created the Sabbath, because he knew that that's kind of for a majority of us, that's our nature. And our work is good. We shouldn't avoid it. And I have a teenager. I understand how good work is and how trying to teach him how to work is crucial. And he's also showing me that it's okay to set things down and enjoy the moment. That's what I have for you today. If you want to talk about what your purpose is and how to infuse fun into it, like comment purpose. Let's chat, let's talk, let's realize that to have balance, and there is no like equal balance, but rest and work are partners. They are not oppositions. And it is not doesn't matter what your calling is, rest needs to be a part of that. You can schedule it, you can take it spontaneously, you can, however it needs to happen, but it needs to happen. You will not be effective in your calling if you are drained, if you're burnt out, if you don't have time to just enjoy and live this life that he's called us to live. So comment purpose. Let's chat, let's talk, let's see what's possible. And let's start sharing the burden of work together and have fun together. All right. With that, friend, choose joy until joy chooses you. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.